This is the key to your perfect scroll saw project. I'm gonna prove it. I'm working on my current project and I am using a whole lot of templates. A lot of templates. A lot of templates. How do we get the template on our board? Well, there's a couple ways to do it, but I'm gonna show you a way that is a game changer. The first thing that people do is they'll take it and they'll just basically take some packing tape and just tape the crap out of it. Now, you could do that. The problem is that as soon as you start cutting your board and you cut through that tape, your template just goes, doesn't do you any good. A lot of woodworkers will use spray adhesive. You take your template and you simply spray the back of it, then stick it onto your board. This works great, I've done it a lot. There's one downside to it. That is, taking the template off your board, it gets to be a little bit sticky. You're gonna rip your template, you're gonna have kind of a sticky residue on that. There are definitely ways to clean it up, really easy, but still, some people don't wanna deal with that. That takes us to the next way to do it, which is painter's tape. Painter's tape is the most common way I see scroll sawers do this. So they'll take painter's tape, they will take off a bunch of strips, and they will cover their board with that. This works great, because then all I've got to do is spray adhesive on the back of my paper, stick it right onto the blue painter's tape, then I get to peel the painter's tape off with my template. Voila, I don't have any mess or anything on my board. This is a viable option. Let me show you a different way. I use contact paper. Let me tell you a couple reasons why I do this. First, it's big. Second, it's clear. Those are two big important things to me. I said big twice. I already said that big was important. I know you can buy tape pretty wide. This is a 2-inch roll, which is really 1.88 inches, so it's not even 2 inches. I can get some contact paper. This is the stuff you put like in shelf liners, you know, at the bottom of shelves. And it's about 18 inches wide and really, really long. So now I can take this and I can cover an entire area without having to go strip, 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 strip. I don't want to do that. Also, it's clear. So unlike with the tape, whenever I cover my entire workpiece, I don't see what the grain is underneath it, and I think the grain is really important to adding character and depth and a little bit of just visual interest, I like to say that, into my artwork. I simply unroll some of this, and I'll take my workpiece, stick it on here, and then take a razor blade and cut out a chunk of it. Peel that off, stick it on there. I cover the entire area without having to put a whole bunch of strips to it. And I can actually see the grain underneath there. And another good thing about this is it's a flat surface. So if I'm putting layer after layer of this, I'm gonna have to make sure those layers are butted up right against each other. Because if they overlap, well, now I don't have a smooth surface. And I have had that impact my template. Whether it's tape or contact paper, I always trim off all the extra. Next up on my project is I need to cut out a boot. I just take my razor blade and I'll trim that off. I like to use Super 77 spray adhesive for this. Works great. It's not too strong, but it is strong enough. And I like to have some needle nose pliers. Mine are pretty long pliers. That's on purpose, because I don't want to spray adhesive all over my hand. I need one more thing, which is really important, a cardboard box. It's kind of gross inside. Take my pliers, take my adhesive. That's it. Take this off. And then I can figure out exactly where I want to put this. I'm gonna put it like right there. That's a good spot. Some people will then cover the whole thing in clear packing tape. I sometimes do that, sometimes I don't, but you know, maybe I'll discuss that in a future video on what I do with this one. Now I just have to cut out my piece, put it into my artwork, I'm done. Now, for cleanup work, some people I see have complained about spray adhesive messing up the nozzle. Like they use it one time and then they can't use it anymore. Here's the solution, mineral spirits. Put a little bit of mineral spirits on a paper towel, wipe the nozzle. You don't have to do very much, just a couple little swipes. It's good as new. It just dissolves the glue. You don't have to worry about it anymore. Same thing happens with the pliers. I'll use pliers until they get kind of gunky, and then I'll just wipe them with some mineral spirits, and you know, depends on how long I've used them, how long I clean them. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer than other times, but it will be amazing how fast it will eat away at that glue, and then they look brand new again. If you want to skip the contact paper and you want to skip the tape and you just want to put the template directly on the board, but you have that sticky residue, again, mineral spirits, that will take all the residue off the board, and then you're okay again. What about the price difference between painter's tape and contact paper? It's not really that much, honestly. I think it comes out to a difference of maybe 2 or 3 cents per square foot, if that. And I'll tell you, I will most definitely want to do a big sheet of contact paper instead of a bunch of strips of painter's tape anytime. So I'll pay the extra 2 cents a square foot. If you have a different way to apply templates on the boards than what I covered, then leave a comment below. I'd love to hear that one. Big thank you to the superhero community over on Patreon for helping me to make videos like this, and to meet again, get in your shop and build something awesome.